Hi, this is Kurt, your Paraleads real estate investing coach. Today we're going to talk about marketing and specifically lead types. So marketing, when we market for real estate properties, we want to target motivated sellers. So who are motivated sellers? Motivated sellers are sellers who own property. They are in a stressful situation and they have a timeline. So what is a stressful situation? A stressful situation can be a number of things. It is a situation where the homeowner uses their equity to solve that situation they have with their property. It could be anything from a medical problem to a legal situation to moving a job, moving out of town. It could be having multiple properties, not being successful landlords. There are many reasons why sellers have these stressful situations. And number two, the timeline just means that they can't wait to sell their house. They can't wait the traditional 90 to 180 days to sell their home with a real estate agent. So to find these motivated sellers, I use 4 different lists. I call these, the only 4 different lead types really that are out there. And there probably are more lead types, but number 1 would be a high equity list, which has a lot of unmotivated sellers on that list. Number 2 would be kind of a traditional marketing list, big billboards, etc. And then number 3 would be your social media marketing lists, which the social media leads tend to not have a lot of equity. So the best list that we found out is specialty leads. Specialty leads are usually leads that we find through counties and cities and municipality data, and they're legal leads. So that's what we offer on Paraleads. So if you are interested in high equity leads or banded or billboard leads or social media leads, please contact us directly at info@paraleads.com. We do offer these leads, but we focus on the specialty leads as they are the highest converting leads. All right, so your first step is going to be log on to your Paraleads account and export your leads list. The more leads you have in your list, the better, because that'll decrease the price of your direct mailing. And we're going to try to stay consistent with our direct mailing. So we'll go over that in the next lesson, though. So on Paraleads, you're going to see a few different types of leads for your county or your area. Most counties have probate leads, divorce leads, and eviction leads. So your probate leads are going to be pre-probate, probate, and inheritance. Don't get wrapped up in what that means. Just pre-probate is earlier in the process, and inheritance is the final step of the process, where when somebody passes away, which we call a descendant, the lead has actually inherited the property. So probate leads are great because you can see the stressful situation where somebody is inheriting a property that is not theirs, and oftentimes they don't want that property. They don't live in the same location, and they just want to get rid of the property and not have the headache of fixing it and getting it ready for market. And then timeline as well, because a lot of times you have family members that are asking the lead, when is it going to be resolved, and they just want to figure it out. So next thing is on there you're going to see divorce leads. Divorce leads, we have 2 different divorce leads. We have dissolution of marriage leads, and we have notice of separation. Once again, notice of separation is just going to be earlier in the process, and then dissolution of marriage will be when the divorce is actually complete. The stressful situation there is pretty obvious, and the timeline as well is pretty obvious as well. Everybody just wants to move on if selling their house is something that they either need to do or would like to do in their divorce process. And the third lead you're going to see on there is eviction leads. Eviction leads are called unlawful detainer and rent and possession. Unlawful detainer, rent, possession, basically every state uses these terms kind of interchangeably, it seems. Just know that there is some sort of problem there between the landlord and the tenant, and then the landlord is trying to evict their tenant. So the stressful situation there is obvious, and the timeline to either, to move on from that property, if that's what they decide to do, is obvious as well. So that is a pretty high performing lead right now, the eviction list. A lot of people get into real estate investing and they just they lock up the properties too high, and then those rental properties become an albatross for the landlords. So taking those properties away and taking those headaches away and solving the problems of those landlords is something that we often do. So like I said, these leads are available for most counties. We also offer a few different other lead types, such as property tax delinquent, notice of abatement, recent arrests, recent judgments, and a few other leads that are coming online in all our counties. If you want to know when your county is scheduled to offer more lead types, or why you don't have a certain lead type in your county, just email us at info@paraleads.com, and we'll let you know when your area is scheduled to receive which lead types, and then what the changes will be there for your county. So going over those other lead types, we have property tax delinquent, which means a homeowner, potential motivated seller, has not paid their property taxes, and they are delinquent. They are not late, but they are actually delinquent or in default. And if you're not paying your property taxes, there's usually a reason for that. It's either kind of an abandoned property that people just don't want to think about, and are trying to move on from that situation, and that stressful situation is obvious. A lot of times it's people that just understand that they are not homeowners. They got into a situation of being a homeowner, and after a while they realize that they need to be a renter, and there's just too much going on that they can't take care of, and one is property taxes. And then another reason why property tax delinquent leads are great is because if you are not paying your property taxes, that probably means they're not included in a mortgage. And so most mortgages, include that property tax. So the majority of property tax delinquent leads don't have a mortgage, and therefore have a lot of equity to solve their problems, which means more cash in your back pocket. Also, we do notice of abatement leads. Notice of abatement just means code violations. The city or the county or the municipality has given a notice to that homeowner that they're in violation of some code. And so we kind of commonly refer to that as the high grass list. Because that's the majority of notice of abatement leads are people that have grass or not keeping up with it. They've abandoned their property. We also do recent arrests and recent judgments. It's a relatively new list, but has a lot of potential there with people that are have problems with the law. And there's a few other lead types we have in some counties, all really targeting those motivated sellers that have the stressful situation and that timeline. Next lesson, we will be talking about mailing and direct mail. But first, go on there and download and export your leads from Paraleads.com. Thanks. Have a great day.